Another level here in World War II, but folks, we're underway. Valkyrie, hardpoint, Blazing Miles. Let's get it.
Let's get it. First hard point, going to be ventilation room again. Nothing but chaos in this one, but we're going to watch Mad Cat hit the flanks, and he's going to get one kill out of this one, and pressure already being applied, and this is what you need for the boys of Splyce. MF have actually managed to get in quite early, and they're already netting those first few moments of time, but again, it's difficult to hold on here, and Dens is going to do what he can to poke out, pick up these players on the return. That's two there. Mad Cat and Bounce for him, MF with a decent lead.
Yep, decent lead. They're going to be getting a good chunk of time. You see the spawns coming through for Splyce and looking to contest. You're going to have Mad Cat, Jerd, Tommy as well, picking up kills, and Jerd gets a double, and they're going to wipe them out. Still got good 23 points on this hill. Splyce can pull away with the lead and win this first hill as long as they can hold on to it. You're starting to see the split spawn come out for Mindfreak. Shocks going to gun down Tommy. Nade out, looking to take down Jerd as well. He's going to dive, and Jerd is going to melt him on top of that hill. But Mindfreak is going to get the rest of the scrap time. Jerd's going to already be in position in his next rotation.
Big takeaway we can take from that first hard point is Splyce cut Mindfreak completely in half and managed to retake the site with relative ease. So it's important to see how well Splyce have been able to hit those hard points, even if they don't have full control already. We've got Jerd now with streaks in hand, 5-1. He's currently going to make it a 6, and this is looking pretty solid now. Again, streaks not so influential on Valkyrie, but nonetheless useful to have. And as you can see, Jerd is still alive, 6-0.
And when we saw Splyce play Red Reserve, we saw both these teams use those streaks effectively. Probably one of the times where we've seen those streaks used most effectively on Valkyrie. But so far, Splyce, they were down 70 points in that matchup, managed to make that comeback. So we'll see if they can, in this matchup, keep a good, solid lead on board with Shocks. Being patient, looking for that next target. He's going to fall to Tommy. That's going to be Splyce picking up a double kill. They're going to get the rest of that scrap time. You can already see number 16 in the minimap. That's Dens. He's in rotation, but he's going to be surrounded by 2 Splyce members, but he does get one. Looking for the next, and Bands will take him out. So Splyce in control over the next point. You see number 4, a little split spawn coming out. Tommy, we'll see what type of flank he can get. But so far, so good. Splyce, they're going to lose the hill there on that engagement.
Still looking good so far for Splyce. 70 points now to Mindfreak's 41. And climbing, as you said, the engagements will be going the way of Mindfreaks for a while now. But Jerd, oh my goodness, Jerd, 2 in a row.
Don't do it, don't do it.
He's got his number, and Jerd finally taken down by Shocks. And Shocks, that's a really important kill. Jerd still full streaks, ready to go, 11-4 for him. But that's an important kill because he allowed his teammates to punch on through and find their way into the hard point. And storage bunker now at the 30-second mark. So far started off as a good one for Mindfreak, but now they've got to answer back, and you know what? They're doing just that. Tommy now versus Buzzo takes care of Shocks as well. That's a lovely bit of work from Tommy. 8-6 for him, 3 kills in a row. Strong work from Splyce now to start walking away with this one.
Now, only less than 10 points on the storage bunker. Rotation is coming through. We're going to see this glide bomb from Jerd. Can he connect with anybody? Sees one target, not able to get on. Fighter does pick up a kill. Mindfreak in position on his 4th hill. Looking good. Jerd will fall to Shocks. You got number 1, Banned to the minimap. He's going to fall to Fighter. So now Splyce just being patient, waiting for the rest of their members to respawn. But you see Shocks on the back end. Almost won a double in that gunfight. But he's going to spawn closer to his teammates, so not a bad engagement for him. And now, Splyce, they need all this time.
Mindfreak, hold on. Vance finds 3 in a row. Oh my goodness. God. He's still going. Madcap finds the other kill on Fighter in the end. So that's been, again, a really clean retake from Splyce. 3 kills from Vance. 1 from Mad Cat on the other end. That's absolutely huge. And now they're forcing Mindfreak to spawn out. We've got 3 of them making their way through mid now in the final 25 seconds here of Office. And again, Mindfreak may have the control early on. They may be able to take the first chunks of time. But in the end, it is all going to fall down to Splyce. And they have managed to take control here of Office. They will need to get those final few moments. 10 seconds now, we will be flipping over the next hard point. And as you can see so far, Splyce seem to be in the driver's seat.
You got Shocks over here rocking out 1.5 KD. You see the rest of this time, this hill's going to rotate towards smokestacks. Now Miles, Jerd still has the artillery barrage, the fighter pilot. I was going to say this is going to be the time to use it on top of this hill. Managing just to get one. Splyce pushing through. We're going to see our next engagement. Fighter looking for some targets. He's going to get that gun down on Tommy. And so now you got Mindfreak going to win another engagement as well. Number 1, Bands left to defend the hill on his own. Now here comes that barrage just to get these guys off the hill. We'll see how effective it will be, though.
I think it is definitely going to be effective. Jerd now can make his way through. These players who've been forced out of the hard point, completely denied anyone any time here. So Mindfreak, well, they had control for a while. The kill streak has just taken care of that entirely. Like, there's no way they can get in there, and these kills are helping. 2 from Bance, 1 from Buzzo, 1 from Fighter, and Fighter now continuing the push, but Tommy's there. Big defensive plays. We're going to see Splyce crack through 150, 10 seconds left on Smokestacks, and without those streaks, that would have been a more profitable hill from Mindfreak, but in the end, Splyce have now just managed to give themselves even more space to work with. We're about to flip back to that first rotation in this one. Again, back in event, this was strong for Mindfreak, but right now, guys, like this is it, man. Splyce is looking so strong, it's difficult to stop the momentum.
Splyce is looking so dominant, and we'll see, especially on this hill, like you said, Mindfreak, they had control early on, but Bance is going to get that kill on Shocks, looking to push through, waiting for the rest of his teammates to get in position. They will be now. Now he's going to push through. He's going to win one engagement, but he's going to fall to Fighter. Looking for another one. Fighter managing to get a double, now on board with Dens. This is a good flank for him. He gets one. Looking for another one, not able to get it, but not able to trade out. They will trade out that kill now, taking down Mad Cat. So Mindfreak getting a good chunk of time on his hill. And, you know, it's kind of good, especially with Splyce using those streaks on that smokestack hill, so they don't have to worry about those at all. But Mindfreak looking good in his second rotation. Yeah,
very, very strong in the second rotation. Again, Vent has been a lot more generous to them than it was the first time round. They managed to hold on. They haven't been being hit by the Splyce retake as hard as they had been. But again, now we move over towards next hard point, and it's going to be Bunker. And again, this was another one that was extremely strong for Splyce. This helped them net their first major points here, and we do have Mindfreak already in position to contest. Bance finds one. Dens, though, 2 of them have made their way through, and this is huge. Dens finds a second. Oh, he almost finds a third as well, but Jerd is going to answer, and this is big. Back and forth between both teams. We've got 160 now and climbing, and Bance, he didn't die during any of those engagements, but he has had to back out. So MF now in control for the time being. Bance finally flushed, and Shocks continuing this powerful run. I said he needed to go off in the biggest as a big SMG player for MF, and at 22 and 16 he's doing just that. Almost streaks to work with, but Jerd a little too sneaky for him, and that's going to put him in the grave.
And especially you want to see an SMG players really shine on this map, especially with really no ARs being around. We kind of see Buzzer with the AR though, in hand using it, and Bance picks up a double. So only about 13 more points left on his hill, about to rotate down low. And Splyce already set up, so Mindfreak getting this grab time, but hey, they're still in this game. They're looking good. They're fighting, trading off a good amount of time on all these hills. It looked like Splyce is going to take this away, but Mindfreak fighting back into this game. You liking what you see so far, Miles?
Oh, 20 and 17 for Fighter, and he picks up kill streaks with that, and the glide bomb just came out, and he managed to do a lot of work with that one. This is Jerd trying to watch the flanks and not able to do so, and Storage Bunker has flipped, and we do have Splyce in control, but MF hot on their heels. Buzzo, he's not had the biggest game, but again, as the AR for his team, he might not necessarily be able to get that many kills. This is a very sub-heavy map, and what a turn on Tommy! Oh my goodness, what a way to do it. Buzzo's got to get in there now, and he won't be able to take care of Jerd.
You can't let Jerd do that to you, though. You can't let Jerd pick up a triple like that on the hill, and Mad Cat will get the 4, so Splyce should get the rest of this time. Need to get in the hill, and now we're going to see what Mindfreak wants to do. They just want to rotate to the next hill. Do they want to contest for this one? And it looks like they're just going to rotate on over. Only about 15 points left in this hill. Nobody's going to contest for it. But you see number 4, Tommy. He's looking for an engagement mid-map to open the door wide open for his team.
Here we go, Jerd. He's been an absolute superstar for Splyce. 27 and 16 will be taken care of there in this next rotation now. Storage Bunker has been very, very good for Splyce. Bance and co holding on for dear life. Once again, the flip now over towards office has been solid. Shocks finally takes care of Bance there, and here comes the onslaught from MF. They've got to get in. They've got to get these kills. You can see the fight now still taking place. Fighter gets in, doesn't manage to make much happen there, and Tommy and Mad Cat will hold on for the time being, and Splyce now in the business end of the game. They can win it here, and will they be able to do that? Here comes Shocks and Buzzer over the top. Right out through the front. That's a full sweep now. Everyone from Splyce down and back on respawn, and here comes MF's time to get some points.
This is going to be a do-or-die situation for your boys. And I want to say we don't have anybody with streaks in hand either, but that's going to be about 7 straight kills for Mindfreak in that situation. Looking to get this time, and Splyce, I don't think they're going to contest for this one. They're just going to start pushing down low towards Smokestacks to give up the rest of this time. Now Splyce is going to need some good engagements, and you see it right there. Fighter, Dens, getting a double, stopping that Mindfreak push from the spawn up top. And now they just need to hold off Mad Cat, the straggler, mid-map. He's going to get to safety as well. And so you see the streaks coming through. So I called it wrong, and we still got Fighter with a Fighter pilot as well. Let's see what he can do with it.
Oh, it's good so far. More streaks to work with. He's got a Fighter pilot. Now Glide Bomb's going to come out, catch those players on the transition. And he doesn't even need to.
He doesn't even need it, but he will get Jerd anyway.
They get the kills. Here comes Mindfreak back into this one with a chance. Smokestacks, all the streaks to work with. Plenty of time to do this with.
This is a good chunk of time, and Mindfreak can pull away with the lead if they get all of it. But Splyce, big double, and here we go. Jerd, Fighter's going to say, hey, let's use the pilot. He's looking for one, gets Mad Cat, can't get another can't see time. Actually, he picks up 2. And now Splyce finally gets in his heel. Mindfreak needs to spring into action. You're going to see Shock and Dance pick up a double, but Jordan Bands has a solution for him. Nobody's in heel. Nobody's getting points. Now, 10 points away, 9 points away. Can Splyce do it here? Can Mindfreak break through? They need to get in now.
5 seconds. This is it. That kill is going to seal it for Mindfreak. They can buy the time here, but the next rotation, we can see Splyce win it. 5 points remaining. Vent Room has been strong for Mindfreak. A chance to make a comeback here. Shocks with 1. Over the top. Shocks doesn't get the second. Madcap finds him, but Fight is now in position to hold on. He's got to hold on.
Good awareness.
He's got a nade to work with. And the hopes and dreams of his team in map number 1. And here comes the push. A nice time pinch from Voice of Splyce.
But Shocks, he's able to get a kill. He's going to get one as well. They're going to get in. And Splyce is going to close out this map number 1.
It was looking very tight towards the end for the boys of Mindfreak. 227 to 250 in the end. And man, I thought they were going to pull it back.
It was good. On top of that smokestack kill, they were getting kills left and right. But at some point, they just lost those engagements. That fighter pilot came in, managed to hold it off just a little bit to buy them enough to be able to just fight for another hill in that type of situation. But Mindfreak, almost, they look strong at the end of that.
Yeah, again, it's something that Australia's not always been the toughest respawn teams in the world. They have found strengths, especially Mindfreak in the first stage of the Pro League. They were looking great. There was a few times where a couple of the casters said they could be one of the best hardpoint teams in the world right now, and albeit for just 1 week, but still pretty solid stuff from them. Map number 1's in the books. It is going to go towards Splyce. No crazy surprises there, but a solid performance from both teams. Again, Jerd.
And you know, Mindfreak, you know, they need to keep their head held high. But this next Search and Destroy is going to be on London Docks, and it's going to be a very, very important one. You don't want to go down 2-0 to the Splyce roster. And on this London Docks, you know, Mindfreak, you know, good Search and Destroy team. We saw Splyce earlier today, you know, have that 4-1 lead and lose those 5 straight rounds to Red Reserve, and that was on St. Marie, which is going to be map number 5 if we do go to distance. And we know how Mindfreak loves those game 5s.
Oh, not only they love game 5s, they also love losing those game 5s. So that's something to watch out for if you are a Mindfreak fan. They're happy to get there, but they seem to run out of gas towards the end of that one. But look, as you said, the SD coming up next is going to be a tough one. It's going to be, I think this is a swing map for this for the team here. If they can win this, they can push Splyce into a difficult situation. But Splyce are just going to be running off that momentum, and we saw how they played against Red Reserve. We saw the momentum they brought. It was 5-1 before they lost the match to Red 6-5, which is a stinger for them. But impressive stuff to see, because let's face it, Red are top 2 of the last event. You know, the second place against Rise Nation, crazy low bracket run. They're a good team. They're a very good team. Yeah, so can't be too disappointed with that result. But now, up against Mindfreak, they could either close this out super easy, or this could be a blowout.
We're about to find out soon, folks. But Mindfreak definitely, you know, in these type of situations, especially when it comes to land, you got to be able to keep your composure. You got to be able to bounce back. You can't count yourself out. Even especially after a map like that, you got to be able to take the goods from it. You got to be able to take those lessons. Like, hey, you know what? We're down by a lot, but we was able to fight and just, you know, cut it. And we, you know, they only lost by 25 points or so. And they were down by 100 at a certain point during that map. So they got to be able to take the positives away from that and start to carry it over towards those next maps.
I think they will. I mean, one thing we can definitely look at is the rotations were on point. The streak usage was really good. We saw Fighter picking up. He did a really good job. He picked up 2 kills with his Fighter pilot when they were holding smokestacks, got 1 with the glide bomb. And I think the only player who was like not necessarily putting up big numbers was Buzzo, but on Valkyrie, AR players don't typically get a lot of kills. You know, even when you're watching like replays on FaZe or, you know, Slasher on Envy, these guys aren't going huge on Valkyrie.
Now we saw Buzzo using a bar in that situation. Do you agree with that? Because, you know, a lot of these teams typically they saying, hey, you know what, just four subs out there, 4 PPSHs. So, but the bar, you know, do you agree with him using that?
I think the bar's a very valid choice. Like, it's got that nice close range 3 kill to work with. STG maybe would have been a little bit more useful for Buzzo, possibly. Like his STG is pretty good. And one thing though for me is it's when we think about Valkyrie, it's a lot of close range engagements. All of the hard points are like door-to-door action, like they're knocking on each other trying to get up close. So 4 PPSHs, like 4 submachine guns, would have been very viable. I forget there are other submachine guns in this game. Like grease guns in there, like the Type 100s in there. I forget all about those weapons. I haven't seen them in so long. But yeah, I think that could have been a change for MF, but like Buzzo, he's a tried and true assault rifle player. Like he's not really going to make the switch there, but could have changed the way they played this one. But regardless, that's in the books.
But don't you have to be like versatile in those type of situations? You know,
you're right.
You know, with the team, you know, especially if that is the meta. You know, sometimes you just got to say, hey, you know what? Let me just get in a rank, or let me just, you know, get in some free for alls and just practice this and do do what I got to do for the team.
I think you're right. There's something to be said about players who are kind of like stuck in their ways. Like they get typecast into like a single role. Like I'm always going to be the angry bad guy in the movie. It's like, nah, man. Just show your range, show what you can do, and I think you're right. Maybe Buzzo could have done that. I mean, he's an old player, man. Like he's stuck in his ways. I don't think it would have been viable for him.
And
to
believe
do
me, I understand it because back in my days when I used to compete, I just loved sniping, you know.
Yeah.
So if my teammates ever told me to put away snipe, I'd be like, relax, okay. It was a bad round. Let me do me, okay. Let me do what I've been doing in scrims.
Yeah.
Let me work what I gotta do.
Well, you can relate there. Like you're like, nah, man, I'm just gonna do my.
But I was always stubborn. I'm not gonna lie. There's plenty of situations in which I probably should have put the scope away. But you know, I'm just like, I'm gonna make this play.
Like, I am Blaze. Like, I don't want to do it. Look, that's one thing to say. I mean, I'm going to stick it out now. I think MF have got a big chance here in the S&D. You know, while they have historically had some difficulties with search and destroys, particularly against European teams, it's definitely possible for them to pull this map. And the CTF actually has been very, very solid so far here in CWL Birmingham. It wasn't bad in Atlanta either. So Splyce, who have been an inconsistent team since Dallas, kind of like they've fizzled out mid-tables. Like they're not doing great. I'm still keen to see MF possibly take this to a game 4. And again, winning the respawns totally within reach. That was a close enough matchup. There was nothing that really separated the teams apart from a superstar from Splyce. So, man, this could be a very, very solid series.
It definitely can be. And, you know, and just to even touch bases on Mindfreak even just a little bit more, this is a long season ahead of us, you know. And I think we're like at the halfway point now, but we slowly started to see Mindfreak improve after every single event, and that's the positive that you Mindfreak fans can take away from that, because they've been doing some special things, you know. And so you know, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, Miles. All right. And so by the time we make it on over to champs, if Mindfreak could be just gunning everybody down,
that's like a top 5 finish, maybe. They can finally do better than the.
What's the highest finish for an Australian team?
5th place.
5th?
And most of the guys on that team did it. So you know, kind of says it. I think it was. It might have been Ghosts. And it is currently 4 a.m. in Australia. So I know some of them. I know the fans are awake and they're watching this.
Awake at 4 a.m.
Oh, 100%.
Well, yeah, I'm a night owl too. I will be awake at 4 a.m.
Australia loves its Call of Duty.
Watching some Call of Duty.
Australia loves its Call of Duty. There's not too many of them, but man, the ones he got are passionate.
But it's like 4 a.m. on a Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a day ahead. So it's Saturday. They're definitely awake then, man. They've probably had a few drinks, so have another one for us. You know, this is going to be a long
Have
series.
one for me and Miles, you guys, all right?
We've almost got this one underway. There's just been an issue with the PlayStation. We've been told in our ears. We're going to get into the match as soon as we possibly can. And as we said, as far as like the matches already has gone, you know, the first Valkyrie hardpoint was 250 to 235.
Yeah, it was a close one towards the end. But if you're just joining us, Splyce, they had a good start in that one, had a good 100-point lead. But Mindfreak, they knuckled up and they started to make that comeback. And we was looking like we was about to see one of the greatest comebacks that we've probably seen all season. But Splyce, they closed it out. And so just to reiterate what our map cycle is, map number 2 is going to be London Docks, Search and Destroy. Map number 3 is going to be London Docks, CTF. Map number 4, Gibraltar Hardpoint. And map number 5, if we go to distance, will be Search and Destroy St. Marie Dumont.
Good memory, man. Really good memory.
I'm surprised I remember that.
You checked that out at the start of the series. You haven't looked back. Like,
you know what? I took a picture of it, but I can't. You know, I'm not pulling out my phone right now.
No, there's nothing on the floor around us. Like, guy's doing this off the top of his head. It's great, man.
So when you see this map cycle stacked up, how do you think, you know, it favors between the two teams? Probably leaning more towards Splyce.
I'm leaning a little bit more towards Splyce. I feel like the Ardennes Forest picks for Splyce are going to be very favorable for them. The St. Marie Dumont, though, the S&D, I actually give that straight to Mindfreak. So if we go game 5, I'm giving that hands down to them, you know, and we're actually almost ready to get into the game, ladies and gentlemen. So this could be.
This is going to be a big one. This London Docks is going to be huge.
Yeah, because this is, and in terms of the way the pools work, Splyce have already got 1 win under their belt. If they beat Mindfreak, they're pretty much guaranteed
to be coming out top 2.
Easily top 2, yeah, because after this they're going to play LG, and then, you know, after that could be that's almost pretty much top 2 guaranteed, if not tied. But still, Mindfreak can get a win here. They really throw that group into disarray.
And this is one of the toughest groups you get. Actually, I believe it's Pool D, and you have Mindfreak, Splyce, Red Reserve, and Luminosity in this pool.
That's horrible.
This is definitely going to be the pool of death. And you know what? For some reason, it always seems like all season Pool D has been a pool of death.
D for death,
D for
man.
death, right?
Every time, like without fail, it's just been D for death. And here we go, Search and Destroy. Map number 2, here in pool play.
So for our new viewers out there, what are going to be some keys to success, especially when you're playing on offense? Which bomb site do you kind of want to favor? Is it going to be the bomb site in Docks or Main Street?
I actually think the bomb in Main Street, I think statistically, is getting a little bit more love than the B bomb site is. the down by, sorry, a bomb site is getting down by docks, but still, that's going to be something to see if these players, just how they fill this one out. And as you can see, off we go. Mindfreak opting to push their way towards A on the offensive round, and already it's off to a big start. Splyce picked up 1 kill, Shox answers back.
All right.
See, 1 down apiece for each team.
Good cross smoke, but he's going to get banged through that wall, and now we find ourselves in a 3v1 situation, all up to Buzzo.
Oh, and you called it, guy. During the warm-up, you said Buzzo in a 3v1 situation. He shouted, just calibrate our mics. And
I did, yeah, we was practicing. I said if Buzzo clutches a 3v1, you gotta call it out, but not in that situation. He was not able to do it.
It wasn't going to happen for him there. Could have possibly, but again, Jerd just a little too quick. The positioning from Splyce, and again, something to look out for in top tips for players at home. Splyce having numbers means they can throw bodies into these situations.
And trade off those kills.
And if they don't get the kill, it's no problem. They've still got players to work with. Mindfreak, though, in a 3v1 situation, are going to have to concede this. Now with Splyce on the offensive, let's see what we can see from them.
All right, let's see which direction this bomb site, this bomb is going to go to. It's looking like, once again, we're going to see a dock push, a B bomb site, my fault, an A bomb site push from Splyce. You're going to get that smoke mid-map. Both teams are going to be trading off kills. 3v3 situation, and Fighter finds one on ban. So 3v2, and as me and Miles were talking about, you know, when you have that man advantage, you can trade off those kills. So, you know, working that buddy system, but also at the same time, you got to get this intel. We got Mad Cat being sneaky. He's going to have an engagement in the back, but he does have help. This is going to be a key fight for Splyce if they can win this one. There you go, without losing anybody in that engagement. So now 2v2, and bomb is going to be back Main Street in the hands of Jerd.
It's interesting to see Mad Cat shoot there. Like, just by standing on the bomb site and pulling the trigger there, he's basically ringing the dinner bell. Now, a 1v1 situation of Shox versus Jerd. Jerd currently 3 kills in a row, halfway towards streaks. You can see on the right-hand side of your screen, and he's going to make his way forward. 34 seconds left. Jerd has bomb, so...
What's the prime position of your Shox that you want to be in? Do you want to be kind of positioned mid-map just in case, you know, that bomb gets planted where you can kind of break off in any direction? Do you want to challenge this fight, or just wait for him to plant it and then play just smart S&D at that point?
I think he was hoping for him to go towards B, and now, as you can see, the map... He knows the place is happening. Shox, experienced S&D player. He knows the B bomb isn't happening. So
yeah, he peeked it.
He has to be A. He has to be there, and there's just enough time for Jerd to get this bomb down, and he will do that. We are going to be seeing now a total change in the play. We're going to see Jerd now on the defense. Shox has to retake the site and kill Jerd to win this round.
So Shox is being patient. If we can switch on over to Shox, you know, he is going to be on statue. And he's just trying to see if Jerd's going to cross. Not moving just yet. Neither of these players are moving. Now Shox going to start to move a little bit. I think he's starting to assume that Jerd is still in his bomb site. 17 seconds left on the clock. Now with 15, Jerd just needs to play this smart and be patient.
There it is. Thanks through the wall.
Oh, about a second off on that one. About a bullet off.
Oh no, that's bad.
That
stings even more. The fact that he couldn't get the kill and he chases Jerd down. Jerd's got 4 kills in a row and a bomb going down, so he could have streaks now. I mean, this stings. Shox needed to be very careful there, and instead he charged right out into that one. And the fact that Jerd got the kill there, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing for Splyce. From Splyce.
Yeah, exactly. And but Mindfreak couldn't pull out that round, and I want to say they slightly had the man advantage. Fighter got traded out in that one and turned into a 1v1. But we'll see what Mindfreak can do. We were discussing before this map started that this is going to be a must-win map for Mindfreak. You don't want to go down 2-0. You just took LG to Game 5. Both these teams feeling hot. You know, you had Splyce take down Red Reserve on main stage to kick off day number 1 in CWL Birmingham. So both these teams at full force. And now trading off kills, 3v3 situation on board with Buzzo.
Just over a minute left on the clock. Fight's going down at Main Street, and as you can see, just like teetering in position here. Buzzo's picked up Bans in his sights, but he knows there's other players around him. He knows Tommy's there. It's a difficult scenario to be in. If he overextends, he gets himself killed guaranteed. And this way, that stings. Buzzo's just sitting lined up there to be killed. 40 seconds left on the clock. 2 dead from Mindfreak. Here comes the play from Tommy. Bomb's going down towards the B site from MF.
All right, so Mindfreak is going to be down a man, but Danz gets one, and Shock's going to fall. Danz is pretty hurt. They got him called out, but he's actually managing to rotate around. So we'll see what type of move he wants to make. He's going to take this wide.
This is interesting from Splyce. I mean, they've got the numbers. They could theoretically make a play towards bomb, go for a defuse, and they're not going to need to because Tommy's going to kill Dens, and that's going to be a third round now for Splyce in a row. Tommy 5-1 got 2 this round. Jerd is about to net himself streaks. That's really damaging again, and it comes off the back of 2 huge rounds from him, taking care of Shocks in the round where they got the arm down, and now getting that defuse. I mean, this is good for Splyce.
And so everybody on Mindfreak knows that he has those streaks now. So we'll see if some of these players want to start throwing on Mountain for Mindfreak, and it's looking. I think maybe they got 2, 3 on Mountain now, and so we'll see. It looks like they're gonna be focusing more towards Main Street while Splyce looking to gain control over Docks once again. Now we saw Splyce blow a 4-1 lead earlier today on the main stage. We'll see if they can secure this 3-0-1. And here's the glide bomb from Jerd. When he is going to connect with Buzzo.
And it's interesting you said that we are going to be seeing those players change to Mountain. They didn't, but what they did do is they all placed themselves in cover that has a roof, and Buzzo was caught out there through an alley, through a doorway when that bomb went down. So MF gambling on the fact that Splyce may not use it this round and positioning themselves accordingly in our fighter, hoping to find a kill out of this one. 36 seconds on the clock, so the bomb's gone down. 2 players alive for MF. They've got a bit of a mountain to climb here, and can they do it? Indeed they can. Shocks finds 1. Jerd on bomb, 25 seconds left.
All right, Mindfreak pushing down mid-map. They're going to get some intel. Fighter looking for his first target, going to catch Bands, looking for the next one bullet. Just needed for Jerd, can't trade it out, but he's going to get chased down. Oh my God. Jerd, no you did not.
Oh, you did. Oh, wait for
no,
this.
You did not.
Wait for this kill
Look at this. Oh my God.
No.
Woo.
Shocks again.
You can't let. You got to be able to trade out that kill. You can't be losing rounds like that. Jerd been looking good all day long.
One thing with Splyce, the reason why they haven't found the success is Jerd hasn't been Jerd. He just hasn't. Like he's one of the most insanely intelligent players I've ever seen. He's a player that knows how to play spaces better than anyone, and by that I mean he just knows when to push you. He knows when he has the advantage, and even if he doesn't have the advantage, he seems to be able to pull the advantage out of nowhere. So Jerd, 4 rounds in a row for Splyce, 7 kills in a row for Jerd.
I think that's what we got to watch at a certain point, especially when we get back to the offensive side of the league. Jerd is sitting at 7-0, and he still has the fighter pilot. He's going to have that mortar strike as well. Bomb's going to get planted for Mindfreak. Jerd still has not died in these last 4 rounds. And he's going to be engaged with Fighter. And Fighter's finally going to get that kill on him. Maybe this is the round in which Mindfreak wins. Yes, they will.
That was a clean round as well. Like, I've got to hand it to them. And that just looked more like Splyce not feeling themselves. They weren't brave enough in that situation. They were very, very defensive. As soon as the bomb went down, you saw Jerd's positioning, sitting back street. I mean, Bance was the only player to be aggressive. And as you can see in the screen, he's for the very, very end. So, props to Mindfreak. They've got a lot of work still, though. I mean, 1 to 4 currently. If you just joined us, it's 1st to 6 here in map number 2.
And Jerd still has the fighter pilot, and he still has the mortar strike. We did see him use his glide bomb. So, Splyce still got some tools in their back pocket to work with, and it's looking like they're gonna take this one towards the B bomb site. Do you agree with this one, especially with having the streaks in their back pocket?
They haven't gone to B just yet, and you can tell by the setup now. Currently, MF have only got 2 players in position to watch B, and I think it's going to be Buzzo who's watching that one downrange. Currently no kills for him, and the smokes and the nades coming out are telling him everything they need to know. Fighter though, tagged in from behind. What a turn that almost was. Tommy still alive. Shocks is going to clean him up, so that's down 2 players to Splyce dropped. Fighter pilot from up high. That was from Splyce. I believe that was Jerd, so he didn't manage to net much with that. And this is important now for MF. We've got to find a way to bounce back in this 2v2.
All right, so Bomb's going to be in the hand of Mad Cat. Mindfreak is going to start to spread out around this map. Going to have Shocks watching at A bomb site and Dan's watching the B bomb site. Splyce still has sprung into action. Got 38 seconds on the clock, but they will get some intel. They will find Dan's, but Dan's finds Jerd's face, and he takes him down. So now 2v1. This is looking like it could be another round for Mindfreak. Dan just needs to play his life, wait for help to come, and help does come. So there you go.
The player actually shot him directly through the wall. You'll see in the kill cam here. This was a wall bang from Shocks. You know, he knew the player was in the corner pressuring Dens' place on the bomb site, and as soon as he picks up the first hit tag, it's kind of like when you're playing battleships.
Yeah.
You know, you got the first one, you're like, oh, I've got the next 4, let's do this, baby.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be close. I'm gonna connect with something.
It's the 2nd round in a row now for Mindfreak. I mean, oh, is this Splyce choking again in a search?
And so now, the only streak Jerd has left is going to be his mortar strike. He kicked this one off with a 7-0 spree, and Splyce went up 4-0, but we did see Splyce blow a 4-1 lead today. So let's see if they can actually close out this game. And Mindfreak looking to aim this bomb towards the A-bomb site. Smokes are out, stuns are out as well. They're going to start to flood this one. You see Splyce on your map. They're going to start to wrap around as well. But Mindfreak couldn't get the opening engagements, couldn't trade out the kill with Mad Cats either, but they do get the bomb down. And Mad Cat found another one as well.
That stings. Mad Cat, big advantage there now. 2 dead for Mindfreak. 7-2 still for Jerd. Fighted, holding on the bomb site as desperate as he can, but he's been pinched. Finds one on Mad Cat. Can he find a turn? No, he can't. That's going to be all it was for Mindfreak. 4 dead now.
Now, you know, do you like what Mindfreak did in that, you know, they were able to flood that B-bomb site. They got the bomb down, but they just couldn't trade out that kill with Mad Cat.
They lost shocks like before they got into the site, like in the kind of like push across mid, and with him already dead, they've lost the numbers and they were trapped in the site. There was pretty much nothing they could do, and it was down to Splyce to pick them off one by one, get those players in the windows, and as soon as everyone was in the site, they could hit either side. So there's only 2 ways into the bomb site. Just found to pinch him out now, and Splyce are on map point at 5 rounds. MF have to do something very special here. We've got Splyce on offense.
All right, so Jerd is going to have this bomb. Splyce is going to be aiming his docks. Vance gets the first blood on Shocks as well. So now Splyce with the man advantage. Let's see what they can do. They also got some pressure coming mid-map as well. Now the mortar strike finally coming through, looking to try to clear out these players on the window, and Splyce is going to use this opportunity to push in there and plant this bomb as well. And you see number 7. He's flanked. He's going to be right there behind Fighter. That's going to be Tommy. Not making any moves yet. And now he's going to finally get him a Mad Cat. Gets that flank through mid-map. Cleans up Buzzle, but it doesn't even matter. Oh, no! Dins! Whose mans is this? 1v1 situation. Can he close it out? Bomb's not planted either. So now Dins in a 1v1 against Tommy. He's going to play it smart. He's going to wrap around. Knows that bomb isn't planted. He knows exactly where it's down at as well. Being cautious with this one.
30 seconds left. Dens for the ace.
All right, now
play the clock.
Yeah, this is smart. He just needs to wait till 15.
But Tommy's playing it really smart. He's coming around the outside of the site, and if he times this right, the COD gods! Denholm Taylor with the ace.
That timing, the timing in Dance's favor.
Look at that. COD gods.
They say you deserve this one. You deserve it.
You deserve this.
We give you this one.
Whose mans is this? Guy, that's the best call of the tournament. no doubt in my mind. Still Splyce on map point. 5-3. Dens with the ace. You'd love to see it. Here we go.
Let's see. Now, Mindfreak on offense. They're going to start to take this bomb towards the B-bomb side. I don't know how close Dens is to streaks. He's probably like 150, 200 points off from him. And Mindfreak's playing this one slow, looking for intel. They're going to get some intel. They know that a guy is in a dock area somewhere, but they haven't seen much of anybody else so far. And we're about to be under a minute on the clock. Mindfreak's going to have to spring into action. Looks like they're going to be starting to look towards the B-bomb site.
Oh, Dens, did he find anything with that peek? Again, like Mindfreak are really hoping for Splyce to make the first mistake, and if they do, it could work out for them, but this is going to be important. That flash is going to start it off. Fighter's going to be dropped, taken care of, and now Mindfreak without the numbers. Buzzo, though, what a nade from up high. All the way from downtown. Buzzo's far out there for that kill, so tie things up 3-3.
I like this rotation.
Mad Cat is going to be in a position to see it, so he might be able to make something of it.
You're going to have to jump. All right, he gets through.
If he gets in, he can make this work, but he's playing
help
slow.
As well. He needs to get his help in there. Where's his help? Help over the top. Now this is going to allow him to get in and possibly plant this bomb. A push coming through mid-map. Buzzo, he gets traded out. Now just a 2v2 situation, and bomb will be down for Mindfreak. And engagements happen in mid-map as well. That's going to be Shocks versus Mad Cat, and Mad Cat's going to win that one. Now Dens, 1v2 situation. We just watched him get an ace the round before. Can he get the 1v2 his team needs, and he's not able to. And Splyce comes out with map number 2.
Oh, sometimes lightning strikes twice. Sometimes. Like, if COD has taught me anything, is that can happen. Not this round. Not today was Splyce going to choke another lead in Search and Destroy, but did Mindfreak make him fight for it?
And you know, they've been working hard, and they've been digging deep in this one, but, you know, we see so many good things out of Mindfreak all the time. And it just comes down to these guys just closing out those rounds. But, you know, Dens, you know, he put on a clinic for a little bit there, but still ultimately Splyce coming out on top because Jerd, he kicked that one off just right for Splyce and put him in a good position to close out that match.
Yeah, the 7-0 lead from Jerd, 7 kills with no deaths, full streaks, all 3 tiers of his streaks taken care of. That's like a safety net, man.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to worry, you know. They're like, Dorian, we've got streaks to work with. Didn't make too much of it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's having a gold bar in the bank, you know, and especially when it comes down to those tighter rounds. When it came to the 5th round, I must admit, there was a moment, and I know Splyce felt that, when Dens picked up, that's the play of the tournament so far, man. That was insane. But yeah, there was definitely a moment for Splyce where they were like, oh, no, this could happen.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we can't let this go down. And you know, you got to be able to kill your opponent's momentum right then and there. You know, so both maps, not Splyce, but Mindfreak has started to make, you know, a little bit of comebacks in them, but not able to close them out. And now we're going to be going to London Docks CTF next, and we'll see what happens. How do you know, I know, like, you look at the stats and you look how everything is. Even if you look at CWL Atlanta stats, it's all Splyce, right? It's all Splyce. But if Mindfreak has showed us anything, it's that they got heart.
They got heart, man. They're brave. They're real brave. But can they close out here? The London Docks pick for me. This is tough because even if Mindfreak picked, I think Mindfreak picked this map. I didn't get to see the videos, but I think they did. They may have chosen this one.
Splyce was Team A.
Okay, so this is gonna sting. London Docks is a map particularly, and we saw this in Atlanta to full effect. If you get a lead on London Docks, if you get streaks on London Docks, you just
run with it.
This is over, and both teams know how to play this, and it can go both ways. I mean, if Mindfreak get an early lead, when they're attacking towards fire, they're going to be able to hold that one down. They're going to be able to streak their way to victory. And again, if it takes a huge play and crazy coordination to break a setup on London Docks CTF.
Now, do you feel like one side is more favored than the other, kind of like how we see on Arden's Forest, or both sides are pretty equal in this
I
map?
would say when you're attacking fire, that's where we see the damage, man. That's where we see those big scores happening. We saw, I think it was Optic versus Red, and Red, once they began that, like, once they just, it's like,
yeah,
that
was Atlanta, right?
Yeah, once you put them in the armbar, they like, oh, I've got to tap, I've got to go, and that's it. That was basically what happens. It's very difficult to break out of their setup. And we saw Optic a few moments where they had Red in a grip, and Joe would do a crazy flank around the outside of the map, and everyone was like, no way, Joe. And he would actually do it. We have to see something along those lines, particularly when it comes to both these teams playing this matchup. It's super easy to get trapped in fire.
Yeah. Super
easy. And if you don't have that magic play, that's when the streaks start working against you. That's when the teams start to score heavily. Could see a match. This could be like a 15-3 match.
It really could be. It can either be close or it can definitely be a blowout. It's definitely going to be one of the two. But folks, we're getting map number 3 underway right away. I'm ready for it. I want to see. I want to see how much fight Mindfreak has in him.
Oh, this is a big one. This is a swing map for them. Got to turn this around. The CTF has been good at the tournament so far. Obviously, been in the lab perfecting the skills, but this is going to be a tough one for MF. They're down by 2 in this series. Plenty of fight left in the old girl, but Splyce looking strong.
And also they got Fighter himself as well. But, you know, Dance was looking like the star in that last map. Folks, Splyce is up 2-0. Let's see if they can close it out and go up 2-0 in their pools. And then at that point, Mindfreak will fall 0-2 in the pool so far. So definitely an important match for them. All right. I'm ready for it. And so we're gonna see Splyce attacking him from that fire side first. So this is the more favorable side of what you said, correct?
I think so, man. I'm feeling this choice from Splyce. If they can start this one off strong, and if there's one thing that Splyce have done extremely well, in particular the man on your screen, Jerd, it's start strong, and this is how it begins. 2 kills and a pull. Oh, Jerd finds 1, and that's a very important kill from shots. He's got to find a second here, and he can't do that. But the players from MF are now aggressively on spawn, and Tommy just nicking that flag.
Yeah, I like it. Pick it up, still watch your own back. Wait for your teammates to get in position. He was ready for the gunfight. He's going to cut mid-map, and this is going to be a flag cap for Splyce. Nobody in position to get this one. So 40 seconds in, Splyce already strikes first.
That's a big strike already, and Jerd's already in position to grab another one. And with that pull, he may be tagged, but you can see the players of Splyce are already in a position to push the Mindfreak players back into spawn, and Dens has got to make this work, and if he can, that nade could do it against Bance. This is important. He has to get these kills on the players in the flag, and Tommy's going to answer back and take care of him, and that's basically going to be a second flag cap from Jerd.
It's up to Shocks. It's up to Shocks, and Shocks gets a double. Oh, in a return as well. He knows where the spawn is going to be, looking to take down Bance as well. Cannot, but clutch play by Shocks. Managing to get that double. He was the last hope for Mindfreak in that situation, and flag is going to be pulled. Buzzo looking to get this one back home. And it will. Mindfreak's going to tie this up 1-1, Miles.
Oh, this is a power position right now for Mindfreak. They had Fighter there, watching the ramp, watching those players on spawn for Splyce, but again, flushed out. Shots in from Shocks is going to be dropped quickly. And again, that forward position, having that player in barrels there, you need to keep the pressure on the flag. You can't let them make their way through. And nice bit of 2v1 work there from Jerd and Tommy trading out that kill. And MF have really got to keep the pressure up. As soon as they let Splyce across that halfway point where Buzzo is here, if they make their way across, it's going to sting. But right now, Buzzo, 4-1, streaks in his back pocket. That's huge for MF. They can actually use that to stop a cap, to stop the run happening, to get out of their spawn trap. This could be very, very important for them. We'll see if they can utilize that a little bit later on.
Like you said, as soon as they get that momentum, and currently, you know, Splyce, they're not running mountain. They're not worried about it too much. They, you know, they got a 2-0 lead. They said, hey, you know what? You got the streaks, but you still got to utilize them. You still got to make them count. And then, you know, Splyce may be a little bit worried, but they're winning gunfights. They're going to pick up 2 there as well. And now they're going to get past that 50-yard line of the map. But Dan's Fighter, they get a double. They retaliate. And now Dan's looking to cause some issues in Splyce's spawn. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, you got to watch those players on the right-hand side of your screen. Number 3 on that mini-map. He's actually rotating back through mid, and this could pay off. Dens is watching the far forward position on the flag, hoping to catch 1 or 2 out here, and that's going to be 1. He knows there's a player to his left. If he can get this kill as well, that's huge. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm about to say, don't do it to him. Hey, Buzzo came through with the help. So Buzzo did come through with the help, and now they're going to get this flag, and they're going to start to pull this dockside. Take a look at your mini back. Tommy is the only person who can contest with it. We'll see if he can clutch up like Shock did a few minutes ago. Looking for another one, not able to, and Mindfreak puts this flag in once again.
Huge concerted effort from Mindfreak there to actually get the return on the flag player that was in their base and get the kills and stay alive in that scenario. And to take care of Tommy without losing anyone is also huge. They can keep this momentum going forward. Jerd, oh my goodness.
Now, Dan's, I was about to say, you know, he was very, very close to streaks, but he will fall in that situation. Flag is going to get pulled by Mad Cat. He's looking to push it through mid-map, and he will win that fight against Fighter. And this flag should go in. Nobody's in position to stop it. Splyce will strike again and tie this up 2-2. And we said this is either going to be a blowout or a very, very close game. And it's looking good so far.
Tommy, though, this position for Tommy's really huge. 2 kills for MF is going to give them the rest of the map control. But Tommy now, he has a chance to completely ruin this entire push.
Yeah, he doesn't want to touch it just yet. He's waiting for some kills to get picked up by his team. But now he's going to pull it. He's going to start to pull it towards dockside. But Buzzo managing to get 1. The question is, can Mindfreak at least pull out this flag as well? This is a big gunfight, but Shocks is going to lose it. And Mindfreak, with less than a minute on the clock, they will get their 3rd flag cap of the game.
Oh, the timing from Tommy on all of that. He was in the base of Mindfreak for like 30 seconds. He was letting his teammates die around him. It didn't matter. He was playing the long game there. And in doing that, he kills Buzzo on streaks. And in the end, he manages to get a flag cap out of it. So Tommy, an absolute hero play for him. Now, MF on the offensive. Tommy with streaks to work with now off of what was a huge play.
And Mad Cat is fully streaked out as well.
That's 2 sets of streaks to work with for Splyce. We could have expected them to get a lot more points on the board here, pushing towards fire. But still, we'll see if this one works for them. 3-2 right now. 20 seconds left on the clock. MF making one last-ditch attempt to charge forward.
Splyce definitely has insurance in this situation. Even if Mindfreak is to pull the flag, they got 5 streaks they're going to have to worry about as well. But Mindfreak, we'll see if they can at least get 1 more touch, if they can slay up. Tommy's waiting for him. Not going to happen. We're about to move into round number 2.
Oh, Den's trying to do the best he can in that situation, but in the end, that's it, man. The whistle blows. Splyce up by 1. All off of the back of a huge play from Tommy. I can't give him enough praise for that. to have the metal to hold back.
And
he waited for streaks, and if he hadn't had Mountain on, I'm not even sure if Buzzo could see him. I'm not even sure in that moment, but like Buzzo, he's prioritizing the offensive. He prioritized the player on their flag. Yeah. And he picks up Jerd, but what was the point? Because Tommy's already gunned it. He's already got your flag. He's already killed you. He's taken your teammates are all dead at that point, and all in his lonesome, he managed to get a big cap
And I
out
think
of
the smart play was just like you said, just being patient in that difficult situation. You know, waiting for Mindfreak to push forward to their side of the map, so he can definitely get a clean run. Also waiting for his teammates to at least pick up that kill in that 4v4 situation. But focusing on the final round, folks. We're gonna have a few kills picked up mid-map. We're going to see if Mindfreak can get a touch on this flag. They're going to have to go against Tommy and Jerd. They're going to be on the defensive. And Tommy with a good flank. He should be able to pick up 1 or 2. That's 1. That's 2. Can he get a 3rd? Uh-oh, he knows exactly where he is, but he's going to get called out. And Buzzo, he picks up a double with that fighter pilot.
Yeah, let's face it, that wasn't a terrible trade. I mean, the positioning from Mindfreak, they were set up to get caps there. That was the beginning of what could have been the relay. And look, one thing we can talk about here on Splyce, you called it earlier, Guy. You said that Splyce has got insurance. They've got 2 sets of streaks to work with. That's Tommy and Madcap. Fighter and Co, they've got to make their way forward here as best they can. And that glide bomb, oh, he does find dents. Madcat now on the defensive, can't make it work. Fighter's got flag. There's a position here to make a run out. No way,
okay.
Fighter.
We see you.
He's good to go with this one. If he can get another kill out of this, nah, look, Fighter pilot coming through for Tommy. That's big.
I think it's big, but I think it's big on the side of Mindfreak. You got Splyce using these streaks. You got Splyce using these streaks, but they're also not pulling this flag. But Tommy will be able to get this flag, and he's going to be running the dock side as well. And so now they're going to get the rest of these streaks out. And you want them to get the streaks out now, especially if you're a Mindfreak fan, because they still got a good chunk of time on the board to still make this comeback.
Yeah, and this is, you can see the way they're going forward already. Mindfreak look a lot more comfortable this side. They're able to get the kills, and we saw Buzzo taking that long, slow flank there. And you know he's running. He's not running mountain. He's running armored at least. So you know or maybe even infantry. You know he's not going to be able to hide from that kill streak. It ends with flag, but no one in position to make that one work for him. Again, that's the same situation we saw Tommy in. Tommy was so patient, and he was able to let his teammates come forward and deal the damage. And Shark's now trying to win gunfights against two people in the middle of the street, and Jerd is going to just power through, and this is big for Splyce. 3 dead,
you can't lose
on the
those.
flag, and that's going to be another run. Tommy's got streaks with as well if he needs it, but Madcat's able to use his glide bomb to take care of those players on spawn. He may miss them, but still, the flag's on the run now. And this could well be the 5th cap for the boys of Splyce.
And that's the most important thing in Splyce with the 3 flag lead. Let's see if Mindfreak can dig down deep and start to put on a clinic. You know, they've been playing Splyce close this entire series so far. But right now, like you said, Splyce, they have the momentum. And, you know, we said that once you start to get these flag caps pulling, you get that momentum. And at that point, you're going to either be a close game or it's going to be like 15-3.
Fighter's in a position to stop the push. Gets the kill on Tommy. He needs to get the return as well, though. You can see that all the members of Splyce, 3 of them push forward. The timing could be huge, but oh my bants! Oh my bants! And Jerd as well. So Fighter may have got the kills and the returns, but the gunfights were being won on the other side. Can he do it again? He cannot. Splyce get a second chance at this one. Jerd's got the flag. 20 and 10 for Tommy, 14 and 8 for Madcat. Not only do they have the kills, but they've got the smarts to make this one work. Splyce looking to turn this into a 3-0 here in this series, a 6-2.
And when he put that flag, he had to take on those guys head on in barrels because you need to get those kills quick. You need to get the return. You need to get that flag in as soon as possible. He possibly could have cut towards Cole, but that would have just resulted in a stalemate, and that would have definitely been the end of the game.
Oh, just the thought that Fighter could have maybe picked up the kill on the runner, got the return, and then taken care of him again is insane, but not to be found. Splyce playing the numbers really well now, and as you can see, another cap has gone the way of Splyce. 7-2 right now. Mindfreak certainly with their backs against the wall, quite literally. They've got nowhere to go but spawn, and the streaks from Splyce are coming through. Fighter now. He's overextended once again, but tough spot to be in.
The snake beats the tarantula in this matchup, Miles, and I hate to say it for you. I know these are your boys, but Splyce has been looking good. You got Tommy 21 and 10, plus 10 on him. You got Bance, you know, he's going to be a little bit behind. You got Madcat almost rocking the 2.0 as well. More streaks coming through. They're just putting the final nails in this coffin and looking to end this one in a 3-0.
Yeah, this is the position that Mindfreak really wanted to find themselves in at the beginning of this matchup. You know, pressuring Splyce's base, hitting them hard in fire, but they just weren't able to do it. Fighter trying to win these gunfights on his own, and he's had a good performance individually. Very clutch plays, solid returns from him, but alas, not enough for Mindfreak here in pool play, as Splyce have come up trumps, and it is going to be a 3-0 for them. And Jerd has been the difference maker. You know, admittedly, everyone on Splyce has been playing well, but Jerd has been hitting them where it hurts.
He has had a fantastic day one, Miles. Even just his matches on the main stage, his matches now, how he kicked off the S&D to start this one off, the respawns. And you know what, we're starting to see that Jerd we're used to seeing, you know? And maybe that's what Splyce has been missing.
That's it, man. I mean, Splyce 3-0 here in their matchup against